The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. This is the weekly check-in. My name is Cole Jackson, and we are live. This week, I'm going to dive into the XXL Freshman Class and talk about how bad it is. It's just not very good. They picked a lot of the wrong people to be on that list, and I'm going to give you the reasons why it's bad. I'm also going to give you guys a review of K1's newest project. With all due respect, the East Londoner has came out with some very good R&B, and I need you guys to understand why it's such a good album. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the XXL Freshman Class 2025, which dropped yesterday. I'm recording this early Wednesday morning. This this might be one of the worst freshman classes I've ever seen. I mean, it's been years. I usually love XXL when they drop the freshman class. They're usually right. They're usually a lot more right than they are wrong. But this year, it's very disappointing with some of the names that I've seen. I already knew most of these picks were going to be all about the clout chasing because we've had some down years in hip hop. Newer artists are not really making out crafting albums or making really good music that we can actually sit and listen to regularly. So I know it's a little bit harder than normal. I'm actually shooting XXL some bail. But they had some massive misses on here. They had some great hits. And it was a few artists that I feel like they missed the boat on. So let's move into what I thought is the artist that they got right. Let's start off with Rayvon, the obvious choice. Rayvon has been having a wonderful year. 2025 has been incredible to him. Now, if it ends in a Grammy nomination, I won't be surprised. He does have a very good album that he dropped, and no one's talking about it because it's not full of TikTok songs. It's full of real life shit that he's been going through, and people tend to not promote albums like that. I've talked about him so much this year, y'all probably think that I'm glazing. Y'all probably think, oh, you on TDE's payroll. But he represents the best side of hip hop, especially with the newer generation. He's one of those people that I believe can carry the torch later on. When we get finished with the Kendricks and the Coles and the Drakes, we should be looking at him to carry us on because the boy can rap. He has what it takes to be a star. He just signed a deal with RCA, which congratulations. I'm glad he's actually getting his opportunity. He's getting his time to shine. When he drops his for real studio album, I think it's going to be something that hits the airwaves and it's going to take over everything. And a lot of people are going to be surprised how great this kid is. But I think they did a great job by picking Rayvon. I think Rayvon is one of those artists that we can believe in, and I have hope that he's going to carry the torch when it comes to West Coast hip hop, of course, and when it comes to just overall. I think he can put the game on his back and carry it. Another pick that I enjoyed was Samara Sin. A lot of y'all might not be aware, but Samara Sin just dropped her newest EP, Backroads, and it is solid. I listened to it twice this week. I'm going to kind of deep dive into it a little bit more, but she ain't the female artist that's out here shaking ass. Like, she really has a dope laid-back style. She's really rapping out here. I think she has a lot of potential to be another addition to the good side of women hip-hop or female-led rap that we enjoy. Like, we're starting to get a lot more variety when it comes to female-led hip-hop, man. Like, we have like pockets now where we actually have the rappers, we have the ass shakers, we got people who are super deep and they're being recognized for what they're doing. I think Samara Sin is a great example of being on the freshman class and making a mark here in 2025. Too bad nobody else is talking about her. Like, she's had wonderful features this year. The EP seems to be very good, especially the song that she got with Smino. She's just an overall talent and she's full of potential, and I cannot wait to see what else she gives us when she actually comes out with her first album. But I think XXL figured out, hey, we need to have some really good females on here, and she ended up, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's the only female rapper that's on the list this year. But she's fire. I love Samara Sin. I think she's gonna do great things in the hip hop space, especially if she's connected to the right people or the right label. And I can't wait to see what else she's gonna put out. So XXL hit another one out of the park with Samara Sin. The last artist I think was right for this list that I think Double XL got right was YTB Fat. Now, I heard him all over the ESTG album, and I really just got hip to him. But he was one of my favorite parts of that new ESTG. And this Friday, he just dropped his newest album. I have heard just a few songs off of it. It's been a lot of music that I've been listening to, but I really enjoy his raps, man. And he's along the lines of like 42 Doug, ESTG, like those rappers out of the South. And I like those niggas. Like 42 Doug's one of my favorite new artists. ESTG too. But I like that style of rapping when it comes to New South. And he's just another favorite of mine. I can't wait to dig into his catalog or dig into the music that he's been putting out or feature verses he's done to kind of get a better idea of who he is. But I really do enjoy the fact that he's on this list, and I think he's fire. I just think he's dope, and I really think that they knocked another one out of the park. So it's not all bad. Like the list is not all bad. It's just the fact that some of these other niggas that they got on this list they're I don't get it. I don't understand where they're going with this. Those artists I just named are layups. These artists, I don't know what they was thinking when they decided to do this. Let's start with Ian. Why would you put Ian on the freshman class of 2025? He's someone who basically is trolling hip hop. He mocks hip hop. He's probably one of the most non-hip hop people ever. He brings nothing to the table but a big social media following. And if that's what we doing in 2025, then it's so many other like people you guys should have got outside of Ian. He doesn't really care about the genre like that. Now, I don't know who was in this room and it was just like, yeah, Ian's the guy. We got to put Ian on this list. Maybe it's a joke. I have no idea, but there was no reason to put Ian on this freshman class of 2025. I really would like XXL to explain why they picked this guy outside of his social media following. Speaking of social media following, Jello Ball is on the list, which screams label paid for him to be on here. Look, Def Jam, you got a lot to do, bro. And I know you guys are trying to recoup your money as fast as y'all can with Jello Ball, but where in the hell do you guys come off with saying, yo, we need to put Jello on here, bro, because he's hot right now? He has one song. I haven't even heard the song that he did with Glorilla. What are y'all doing? Did y'all get caught up in the hype that's kind of died down since he performed at the All-Star game? I don't really get it. He's not putting out great records. He's not really even I don't even know if he has an album out yet. Tweaker was a moment on social media. That was it. But for y'all to sit up here and say, oh, Jello Ball should be a part of the freshman class, y'all are bugging. What? Who says that was a great idea? I honestly think you guys never have any rappers in the room where you guys come up with these lists or come up with these just freshman class. And again, I've respected them in the past because a lot of the times XXLs have been more right than they have been wrong. But those two particular, it's a couple of other ones that are on that list that I really wasn't feeling. But those two were the big ones that stood out of everybody. Like you put Jello Ball on a damn freshman class, and he's got Tweakers and a Glorilla song that really didn't burn up the charts. I have no idea where we're going with this. Let's get into who they missed the mark on. The first artist that came to my mind was Nims. Nims is one of the hottest artists out of the UK right now. Like, he's one of the hottest rappers out here. He's already collaborated with Central C, which Central C has been having some crossover appeal. He dropped a Tay Keith produced song featuring Lotto called Art, which I think is a banger. His debut album, Wrench Do, fire. Still playing, it's still in rotation. I think it's still charting right now. XXL missed a chance to look really cool and really ahead of the curve by putting Nims on this freshman class. I think that was your opportunity to show everybody else that we know what's going on across the world. The UK rap scene is bubbling. If you guys would have put Nims on the list, that would have made XXL look like they knew what the fuck was going on outside of the States. You missed a big opportunity by not putting Nims on that list. Another artist that XXL dropped the ball on is Win. She's a rapper out of Portland, Oregon. I've been tapped into her since 2023. She dropped this song called Ja Morant, and that shit was fire to me. She has other tracks like Cut and Paste, Rug Burn, and she has a Conductor Williams produced song by the name of Bad Girl. All of those songs show that she has real bars. Like, she can really fucking rap. I remember seeing Rob Markman shout her out not too long ago as well. Shout out to Rob Markman for seeing what I seen. That girl can rap, bro, and she doesn't get a lot of love, and maybe it's because she's a white girl, but you passed on some very serious MC skills that she has. And I don't know if there's anybody in the room who even knows who that is. I think she might have been up for the voting side of things as far as like the fan vote, but I think that XXL missed the mark by not picking her and putting her on that list. Those are just a couple of artists that I think that they could have put on the list instead of having Ian and Jello Ball on there. I know a lot of y'all sit up and just criticize the XXL freshman class every year, and you guys get upset and say rap is going to hell and all this other shit. But honestly, they have been more right than they've been wrong. Not this year, because I'm more right than they are. I'm just letting you know now. They seem like they're chasing clout this year with the picks that they have. It's like they wanted to just show, hey guys, we're cool. We know what's happening on social media, and we want to let you guys know that we see you. The freshman class has never been about that for me. The freshman class has always been about new talent, new voices, the evolution of hip hop. It's been more about that than it is just being mad because we have younger artists that we may or may not know. A lot of these artists do have bodies of work, and they have worked hard for where they are right now. But it's not reflected in this list. This list basically reflects clout chasing, it reflects likes, and it reflects followers. I ain't with that shit. I'm not with that. When XXL starts going that route, your integrity is called to question, and you guys really look like some clowns out here trying to fit in with the cool kids. Figure out a way to find talent and understand what talent is good and what's talent is nothing but a flash in the pan. This shit that you guys have been putting together for oh so long, since like 07, has been something that I personally, and that's not everybody, but I personally go to when I feel like I need to know who's out here really rapping and who's not. It's just getting to a point now where lists are becoming so arbitrary, or they're stupid, and the people you have on there really don't listen to hip hop. It's a lot of writers in here who just enjoy the fact that somebody is popular. You guys are like the new wave A&Rs who just find people with a big following, sign them to a deal, and get mad when they don't produce the shit that you think they're supposed to produce. I really want XXL to figure out what they want the freshman class to reflect when they pick these artists. I don't think that they're using this in the right way. This could be a starting off point for a lot of people. And it might not be anybody who follows XXL anymore. Who knows? A lot of y'all not talking to me or sending me artists that I should be listening to, so I have to find a way to do it. XXL is just one of those places that I go to. What do you think? Do you think I'm sitting up here tripping and I should let the freshman class go? Do you think hip hop is going to hell with these new artists and their picks? Or do you guys just not care anymore and you just listen to early 2000s music? There's a conversation to be had, and it's in the comments. Let me know down below. If you're enjoying my content, if you enjoy me ranting about music news, if you enjoy my reviews, if you just enjoying the content in general, guys, make sure you give me a like, share, and subscribe. Grow this and make it bigger than what it is. I'm trying to be on a high level with the content creation and the podcasting, and I can't do that without your support. So take time out to get a notification, know when the videos drop, and also take time out to subscribe to my channel. It helps out a whole lot. I appreciate you guys, and let's get back to the show. K1 is an artist out of East London, and her introduction to the music industry sounds a lot similar to a lot of other people I've talked to before.
What was the craziest setback that you had and you thought, you know what, this might not be happening?
Being signed to a label and having to go get a job. How? Why? I'm meant to be doing this full time. That's why I'm with you lot. You know what I'm saying? And then having to go get a job was just like, oh man. So, and it wasn't even a part-time thing. Like, I was doing that 5 days a week, you know what I'm saying? So it was hard, and I was getting home and I had no energy to make music. But yeah, I just kept saying to myself, like, it's calm, you just gotta get through this little bit, you know what I mean? I had to sell my car, get my car back and all of that. Yeah, man, it was dark last year. It's dark. I don't think I've even said this before, but even me and my manager deciding to sell Worst Behavior to begin with is because we had no money. We didn't even have money to master or mix the song. We didn't even have money to mix it. So we was like, all right, if we need to mix it to put it on platforms, how are we going to get money to mix it? Let's just sell it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just gather a little bit of money so we can pay my engineer to mix it quickly and master it. And then we'll put it out on platforms, you know what I mean? So it's just perseverance, man. That's what I have to say to everybody. Just keep going and just like...
That's just a tale of just like, if you really want to do this shit, you're going to figure out a way to get it done. I respect that hustle and I respect that grind. And when I seen that story on TikTok and when I read more about what she had been through, that is one of the main reasons why I wanted to listen to her newest project. K1 just dropped her newest project, with all due respect. 9 tracks, 24 minutes long. There wasn't really a rollout for this. I just know she was dropping singles throughout this time before this dropped. And when I seen it pop up on Friday, I was anxious because she has been dropping some heat and her videos are so dope. If you haven't watched any of her videos, you need to watch what she's been putting out. The motherfucker is just smooth. You a smooth motherfucker, K1. I like you. This project is very good, and she did a phenomenal job with what she put out here. I think she's one of those people that's going to be putting out great music, especially on the R&B side, for a very long time. Sounds very organic, and I love the fact that she takes it to a sexy place, but it's not raunchy or nasty. Like, it's sexy, and it's a lot about sex. Like, it's bold. Like, she lets y'all know exactly what's going on. And that was one of the main reasons why I enjoyed this album. This project is what I would say leans more into the organic R&B side of things. Like, there's more instrumentation than it is the synth stuff. Like, she has a lot more piano, trumpets, horns, guitar, things of that nature, instead of like overproduced or overpolished digital sounds. I like my R&B that way. I don't like the whole digital shit. Like, if I want to feel a vibe or catch a vibe, nothing helps me catch a vibe more than some horns or some piano. I'm just saying, like, y'all have really over-digitized R&B. That's why this shit ain't flying like it used to be. The whole project maintains a smooth, seductive vibe. Like, she really gets into it when she talks about painting her nails and where she might hide them nails. We in the shits. She knows exactly what she wants from each person that she's talking to on this album. And that was another reason why I like it. And it really wasn't a lot of stumbles when it came to the production. Like, she produced this herself. Like, I think 98% of the project is her. And she did a fantastic job of what she picked. And she did a really great job with setting the tone for the whole album. I thought it was great what she did. We are getting more and more people self-producing their projects and doing a great job. I always say, if you're going to self-produce something, you got to make it better. You have to make it good enough for other people outside of your circle to like it. And that's exactly what she did. Like, I could turn this on and I could just catch a vibe the whole time. It's so good to hear real instruments in R&B. Lyrically, this is not a love album. This is a sex album. That is the theme of this. It is so smooth that you don't really realize, unless you really, really listen to what she's saying, that this is about sex. She is not trying to be in no relationship with none of y'all. And it pretty much, she sums up the whole album on the very last song. And that's pretty cool. I love the fact that she's sticking to the theme of, I want to bring you back to my place, or we go back to your place. I'm going to do very sexual things to you, and we gonna be cool. And none of this relationship shit is gonna come from it. K1 has this effortless, smooth delivery, which shows me that she gets a lot of women. I'm just telling you what I know. She is so smooth on this album, man. Like, I already know that you talking these women up and you are just taking them back to your place. No problem. The album feels intentional from start to finish. Like, it doesn't feel like a playlist with a lot of loose songs on there or anything like that. Like, it sounds like a complete thought. Like, it feels like she was very intentional with how she sequenced the album and the way the songs flow in and out of each other. which I always give you extra credit for that. I think most people don't think about that when they drop their projects. I love the fact when people pay attention and they understand how sequencing can make or break an album, and she understood that. The production doesn't overpower the singing. K1 has a sultry voice that I love hearing. She sticks to the themes as far as like having sex and being in casual relationships. The features make sense with Kehlani and Glow being on the album. It's a very solid project. It's just not long enough. 9 tracks is great, but the 24-minute time frame is just too short for me to be able to say it's up there with some of the best. I respect the album, and I think she did a great job with this being like her first try into putting out a project. I can't wait till she puts out a real first project, like a whole album. So that should be coming pretty soon. But if you haven't heard K1's newest album, with all due respect, go out and listen to it right now. Matter of fact, go buy it. Support this artist, man. Give her the respect that she deserves, because she really putting out a nice product. That's all I got for this week. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode. If you like this content, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. I will be back on Sunday to give you guys my wrap up of what happened in hip hop news. Take care of yourselves. I love you, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.